All eyes are on Rio as it gets ready for this summer's Olympic Games. But once it's over, thoughts will turn to what's next and where does it rank compared to previous hosts. Kwon Jang-ho takes a look back at the past, namely the 1988 Olympics in Seoul and the legacy it's left behind.
The Olympics have traditionally been sold as a chance for host countries to invest in their economic future and elevate their standing in the world. But they don't always go smoothly, and the economic benefits in general can be questioned. This study in 2012 compares the GDP growth of host nations with those that failed in their bids, and found benefits only last up to the Games and lead to deficits by the second subsequent year. Even Olympics that were considered successful, such as LA, Barcelona and Seoul, found GDP growth difficult in the following years.
The economic benefits of a major sporting event are not evenly spread among all sectors. For example, tourism and construction benefit greatly, but other industries don't, compared to the amount of money spent on hosting.
But just looking at GDP doesn't quite tell the whole story. For Korea, although the economy did slow down after this whole Olympics, there was still growth, and that led to a new phase of prosperity. It marked a turning point for the nation, going from a post-war emerging economy to a major Asian power. Kim Eun-yong, the vice president of the organizing committee for the Games at the time, deems it as the most important event in Korea's modern history after the Korean War.
Korea made great strides in its democracy, the economy, society, culture, science, and communications during that time, and put on a successful event. The Korean War saved our nation, but the Seoul Olympics changed the perception of our country.
Kim said that he sympathizes with the Rio organizers, as Korea also had to tackle a number of problems leading up to the '88 Games.
There were calls for the host nation to be changed, political upheaval, threats from North Korea, the possibility of another Russian boycott. But whenever there was a problem, we dealt with it one by one. And that's just what the Rio organizers have to do.
Although a quarter of a century has passed, this whole Olympics stands as a reminder of what a global sporting event can do for a nation.
There are definite benefits to hosting an international sports event, but the planning costs need to be assessed objectively, and whether that money can be used elsewhere for greater effect.
Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.